Trader Joe's is one of my favorite stores to shop at. In my channel, I did a lot of Trader Joe's hauls and taste test videos. Previously, in my video, I shared some of the must-try Trader Joe's Asian food items, including different dumplings, buns, shumais, and fried rice, and all that good jazz. So ever since then, I've tried more Trader Joe's Asian food, and Trader Joe's has launched a new variety of Asian food items. So in today's video, I can't wait to share with you more must-try Asian food items from Trader Joe's. First, one of the newly launched items is the Trader Joe's beef bulgogi at the price of $12.99. It's definitely a high price tag item. It's found in the freezer food aisle. It comes with all beef. Even though it's expensive, I mean, it comes with mainly beef, so it's pretty good price. The price is not too cheap, but it's kind of comparable to like a restaurant price, but a little bit cheaper. It's very easy. You can either use the stovetop or microwaved. Some of you guys also commented that you can also grill them, but the beef is actually really small. So I feel like if you use a grill, sometimes you may get caught in between the griller depending on what type of grill that you use. It's pretty saucy and it's pre-seasoned and adds a really salty and nice flavor. This is the end product. It's actually really tasty. The beef quality is pretty good, but it's very small pieces of beef. It's not like big pieces. So I would say that like if you are able to buy the bulgogi flavoring, the seasoning, and then buy your own beef, it may end up with like a little bit better quality of the meat. But this way it's very convenient. The seasoning is so delicious. Flavoring is really good. The texture of the beef is really good. I will give it about 8.5 out of 10. It's not a perfect dish, but definitely worth trying. And we're getting this food item mainly for the convenient factor. One of my all-time favorite is the Trader Joe's Korean style beef short ribs. This one, it tastes just like the Korean restaurants. It's so delicious. It's also a high price item. It's about $13.99, I believe. It's a little bit higher than the beef bulgogi, but it's actually the short ribs. It's pretty good quality meat. I love it. It's from the frozen food aisles. Beef short ribs are sliced very thin, so it's very easy to consume compared to some of the thicker ones that I got from other grocery stores. The seasoning of this is very clean ingredients. Overall, the texture and the quality of the meat is really good. It has a very nice lean to fat ratio. The seasoning is delicious with clean ingredients. It doesn't have much food additives, doesn't have too much of a sugar compared to the other Korean seasoning. So overall, this is to me a pretty healthy yet delicious yet convenient item from the freezer aisle of Trader Joe's. Overall, 9.5. It's almost flawless. Highly recommend. If you love that Korean flavor on the beef short ribs, this is a must try item. Not from the freezer food aisle, but from the deli meat pre-prepared raw meat item is the Trader Joe's bulgogi. They did a little bit word play with this item. This is not frozen food. Recommended that you use the grill, so we used it on the griller. It's actually pre-sliced very thin. I love how they cut the meat that we don't have to worry about it. Initially we thought maybe it's just a lump, it's a chunk. No, it's pre-sliced and then packaged together. It's pre-seasoned with very nice texture. You just grill about 2 to 4 minutes on each side depending on your temperature. This is really good for grilling, barbecuing, and if you are really proficient with grilling, you can leave a very nice grill mark on the beef, and it's charred on the side and it's very tender in the middle with a very nice seasoning. It's kind of sweet and savory with that nice Korean flavor. So if you love grilling, if you're looking for some Korean flavor in your home barbecue time, family time, this is the one to go. We also grilled some bok choy on the side. It's like so delicious together eating as a meal. Overall, I think this item is about 9 out of 10. It's really delicious. I probably wouldn't eat this every single day, but like once in a while, it has a very nice texture and flavoring. Just need to be careful not to over grill it, because one time we did that, it got really dry. The next must-try item is the shrimp pouches of many colors. This is actually a seasonal item, so you won't see it in your Trader Joe's all year long, but mainly just during the Lunar New Year time. So this one is really pretty. It's really good for like treating your guests as an appetizer. Coloring is from the vegetable juice, so there's no additives, there's no artificial coloring, which I really appreciate from Trader Joe's. It's so pretty. You just put them in the steamer and make sure you put some parchment paper underneath so the bottom of the dumplings, they don't break. If you don't put parchment paper or like oil the pan, it may actually get stuck in the steamer, and when you eat it, the dumpling kind of loses the bottom. The stuffing of this dumpling is mainly shrimp and some of the starches that glue the shrimp together like a meatball. Really delicious. I love the seasoning and the texture of the stuffing. However, when it comes to the outside dough, it can taste a little bit doughy because at the top, it's a pouch. It's like a little shrimp pouch. So at the very top, it's kind of chewy and doughy because there's way more wrap compared to the stuffing. So the stuffing to the wrap ratio is not the best, but that's just how the shape works. If you want better ratio, you probably don't want that cute pouches at the very top. So at the end of the day, to look cute, you kind of have to suffer to eat a little bit more dough compared to the meat. But overall, it's really pretty, it's really good, and you know, try it. And it's not all year long, so once you see it in your Trader Joe's, definitely grab one and use it to treat your guests and impress them. Another relatively new item is the Trader Joe's Spicy Peanuty Noodle Bowl with chicken. This is an Asian style noodle with chicken and the peanut sauce. Okay, first of all, if you're allergic to peanuts, this may not be the one for you, but it's actually a very traditional recipe that we have in China. It's like that peanut with that sesame paste noodle sauce that's super creamy and savory at the same time, and it's really good. I would say like the flavoring is pretty authentic. You can use a stovetop or you can just microwave it. It comes in this bowl where it's very easy to just bring this bowl to lunch at work. A little bit of the vegetables and a lot of the sauce. It's incredibly creamy. I would say that the sodium level of this item is pretty high because there's so much sauce, but there's enough sauce to cover all of the noodles. If you want more, you can actually add a little bit more. Add the mami beans from Trader Joe's. It's usually in the fresh produce section, and you can microwave that to put them on top and mix them together to add a little bit more protein and fiber. It's savory, it's creamy, it has chicken. I would say there's not enough chicken in this, but the noodles are like kind of like udon noodles with a really good texture. Overall, I would say this one is about 8 out of 10. It's not a perfect item. It's also not like perfectly healthy ingredients, but it's definitely worth trying, and it's easy, convenient, pretty good pricing, and I would recommend you to try it. If you ever see this Trader Joe's tofu cheese from your Trader Joe's, definitely pick it up. It's from the frozen food aisle. It's super good. It's very high in protein and fat. Tofu cheese is different from tofu in a sense that it's basically the condensed portion of the soy products. It's basically like if you boil the soy milk, it forms that like tofu skin on the very top. It's very high in fat and protein, really high in nutrients. And separate them, like put them into your stir fry, or you can use it as a wrap to eat your Trader Joe's beef bulgogi. Overall, really love it. This is very authentic. I grew up eating a lot of tofu sheets. My grandparents used to put them in my salad to add that protein and a nice chewy texture, or you can put them in your stir fry to put that in your Trader Joe's Korean japchae, that glass noodles. You can also add it in any stir fry, any salad, any soup, or use it as a pouch. Overall, it's such a versatile item and it's very nutritious. Unless you're allergic to soy, definitely try this out. Another seasonal item at Trader Joe's is this Japanese sweet potatoes. Oh my gosh, this is only $5 for 3 pounds, the best pricing ever. Okay, you may not find it all the time, it's only seasonal, and this is the best sweet potatoes you could ever get. Trust me, it has a very sweet, nutty flavor. You just put it in the oven for about an hour and a half. I've tried different temperature before. 400 for an hour and a half works. Sometimes 350 for about an hour and 45 minutes also work. When you open it, it has a very nice fragrance. It kind of smells like chestnut. It's very nutty. It's very dense. It's super sweet. This is the sweetest sweet potatoes ever. Like, if this is the only sweet potatoes that I love to eat over and over again. Look at that crystallized sugar that's close to the peel. Like, love love that. If you love sweet potatoes, grab this one. And I also make these ones for my baby, and he loves this one as well. Definitely don't miss out. If you ever see this item in your Trader Joe's again, grab it. You can also find it in Whole Foods and sometimes other grocery stores when they're in season, but usually only during the colder months. The Trader Joe's Barbecue Teriyaki Chicken. I buy this item almost every single time that I go to Trader Joe's. It's from the frozen food aisle. It's so delicious. It's one of the best teriyaki chicken that I get. Okay, first of all, most of the teriyaki chicken from the frozen food aisle, they use white meat chicken, but of course my husband loves chicken thighs because it's more fatty, it's more tender, it's more juicy. My husband loves the dark meat chicken. He thinks the white meat chicken is a little bit too dry. Okay, I will have to agree. After I get spoiled by the dark meat chicken, I can't go back to the white meat. So the Trader Joe's teriyaki chicken actually use the dark meat chicken, which makes it super juicy. It comes with the sauce. I usually add in some vegetables. There's enough sauce to be diluted when you add in more vegetables. Usually my vegetables of choice is either broccoli or mushrooms. Mushrooms is a great choice to make like teriyaki chicken mushrooms. It's so delicious with that juicy chicken, sweet and savory teriyaki flavor. I would say 9.5 out of 10. It's so convenient. It takes about like 7 to 9 minutes just to make a meal. Love that. Another favorite of ours is the Trader Joe's mildly sweet and spicy beef and broccoli. This is different from the traditional beef and broccoli flavor in the sense that it's a little bit sweet and spicy. I want to say that the spicy level is definitely out there. It's detectable. If you hate spicy food, you may not like it, but if you love spicy food, it's considered kind of mild spicy. It's like mild to medium. It comes with broccoli, then the beef is battered and the sauce on the side. So I always cook the broccoli and the beef separately. So I always cook the broccoli first. For the beef, you can either cook in stovetop or you can use an oven or the air fryer. I made this video before we got the new Cuisinart air fryer. So this was our old Ninja air fryer. And if you use the air fry method, the beef will be very crispy because it's previously battered. It has a very nice texture. When you put them into the sauce with broccoli and stir them again, it will have like better texture compared to if you just stir fry the beef. Overall, it tastes really good. It tastes way better than Panda Express, I want to say, because I love that little bit of the heat in the sauce, and it's a little bit on the sweeter side as well. Overall, 8.5 out of 10, definitely a repurchased item. Another relatively new item from Trader Joe's is the compound Brussels sprouts. So this one is from the deli food aisle. It's like where there's salad and a lot of the wraps go. Very easy to cook it, and it has a very nice flavoring from the compound sauce. All you need to do is to heat it up. You can use microwave or you can use oven. I really love that sweet and spicy flavor from the compound sauce. And the Brussels sprouts is towards the softer side. My husband didn't like the Brussels sprouts to be soft. He likes them to be like fried and crunchy. But I actually like the softer texture, and I really like the sauce. It's a little bit on the saltier side. I wish the sauce is on the side so I can change how much sauce that I put into the dish. But overall, I really like it. So about 8.5 to 9, I will repurchase over and over again. From the frozen food aisle is a item recommended by you guys. This is the Trader Joe's sweet cinnamon filled Korean pancakes. Okay, this is a dessert item. It's a chewy, flaky dough pancake with cinnamon sugar in the middle, similar to like a type of Korean street food in winter, where it's so nice and cozy and sweet and with a nice chewy texture. Okay, so there are different ways of cooking it. You can put them in the air fryer. So of course we put them in the air fryer. The pancakes themselves are not too big. They're kind of like the size of my palm. Just remember, my palm is very small. When you open the pancake, there's so much filling just juicing out of the pancake. Really good ratio between the filling and the pancake. And the pancake kind of has a little bit of the mochi in the dough. So it's chewy. It has a different texture compared to like regular pancakes. Overall, if you love cinnamon buns, love mochi, this is the one to go. But okay, this is not healthy. It's also high in sugar, so don't overeat this. But once in a while, especially in winter, if you crave for that like cozy, sugary a snack or dessert, grab this one. The mochi sticky rice texture with that cinnamon sugar together, it creates a unique experience. Trust me on that. There's so many new Korean flavors at Trader Joe's. This is the Trader Joe's Korean japchae. This is their sweet potato glass noodles and the vegetable stir fry. It's a vegan item and my end product shows like this. I always add extra tofu and add some salad on top so it has like more protein and nutrients. This is what it looks like. It comes in this package. It says you can microwave, but however you make it, put extra water in there so the Korean noodles, the glass noodles, they don't dry out. Okay, if you notice, at the time of filming this video, I was actually pregnant. Oh my gosh, I look so different back then, but this item definitely satisfied a lot of my pregnancy cravings. This is what it looks like. The noodles just look like the noodles when they're frozen, but add a little bit water. And from my experience, I needed to add more water than the recommended portion. And afterwards, I always close the lid, defrost the noodles a little bit. Once the noodles are cooked, they look like super glass clear, and the texture of these are super good. So these noodles are made with the sweet potato starch. That's why it's called sweet potato noodles. They're not like actual sweet potatoes. They're like kind of like starchy noodles. Comes with it is like some vegetables, and you can always add a little bit more. The flavoring of this is kind of sweet and savory at the same time. After I cook it, I always add extra tofu, and I always add some Trader Joe's salad on the top to add some crunchiness and some vegetables. Together, it's a really good meal. The japchae noodles by itself, like the packaged food, has very high sodium, but after I add additional protein, add additional vegetables, it's no longer super high in sodium because I diluted it. You can almost make 2 meals out of it if you add enough other things. Feel like it's not salty anymore after you added those things. You can also put some other Trader Joe's Korean sauce to it. It tastes really, really good. Another vegetarian dish from Trader Joe's is the vegetable pad thai. This one has vegetables, pad thai noodles, which are rice noodles, and some tofu. So the tofu definitely adds a lot of protein to it. This is like a small pack where you can just microwave, and this is a stir fry item. If you don't want to microwave, put it on the stove top. You can definitely add additional vegetables and tofu. And the Trader Joe's actually has really good like sriracha tofu, like a lot of flavor tofu that you can add into your salad or stir fry. So this is what it looks like. It actually tastes really, really good. It has some bean sprouts. It has a very nice texture. And sometimes those frozen noodles, they have very weird texture or the noodles break down. But these ones, the noodles actually don't break down. A lot of flavor. On a scale 1 to 10, I want to say about 8 out of 10. Definitely repurchased item. It is on the saltier side, so if you want to dilute it a little bit, feel free to add some other vegetables. And it is a very small pack, so sometimes when after I eat this, I feel like I'm 75% full. Always want to add a little bit more things like salad and some tofu from Trader Joe's, and it's very easy, a microwave meal. Another easy microwavable meal is the kimchi and tofu soup. This one actually tastes so good. However, it is super salty. So when I first tried it, I used a microwave method. I was like, wow, it has a very nice kimchi flavor. I love it. But then I was like, well, this is so much sodium for just a soup item. And this is kind of like a side dish. It has a lot of tofu in there. It has quite a bit of kimchi in there, but at the same time, it's not like a main meal. So I transferred them into the stovetop and then added extra cabbage and then add a little bit other things. And it turned out to be really, really flavorful. If you love that kimchi, Korean kimchi soup flavor, grab this one. And it's so easy. You just throw in some more cabbage and it's good to go. This Trader Joe's Taiwanese green onion pancakes is definitely something my mom would make. No, my mom is not Taiwanese, but I do have some aunts from Taiwan. Yes, like my grandpa's cousin actually lived in Taiwan, and all of his children, grandchildren, they live in Taiwan right now. So my mom makes this from scratch, but I am not my mom. It's a lot of work to make from scratch. So I go for the alternative. I go for Trader Joe's. So Trader Joe's has 2 types of like Asian pancakes. This is the Taiwanese one. There's also a Korean flavor. Some people, they argue like which one is better. It's really different flavor profile. This particular item, we don't eat it on its own. We always eat it with some vegetables and meat. Sometimes we will eat it on the side, and sometimes we'll even use it as a wrap and put some meat and vegetables on the top and eat it like a taco. Look at this. Like, this is the definition of authenticity. When my mom used to make these pancakes, they used to fluff like this, just like this. It's so amazing. And the oil that they use is the green onion oil or the scallion oil. My mom used to cook scallion oil on her own. What to do is put some oil and then put some scallion. Put a lot of scallion to flavor the oil, so the oil has a nice scallion flavor. So after you pepper the pancake on both sides, when it fluffs like that, it's ready. And when you tear off the pancake, it comes in different layers. That's when you know it's super authentic. It's authentic, but it's not supposed to be fluffy after, you know, the air bubble is gone. It's supposed to be a little bit doughy, but not too much flavor, because it's supposed to be very subtle in the saltiness, because you always eat it with some sort of like stir fry on the side or on the top. So you don't want the flavor of this pancake to overpower the things you eat next to it. So overall, I think it's really authentic. It's just something that my mom would make, and I will give this item 9 out of 10. In comparison to the Taiwanese pancake, the Korean scallion pancakes, the panjang, has way more flavor and has eggs and all that good jazz. This one you can eat as breakfast or eat it on its own as an appetizer. It has way more stuff on top, and it's not like the same flavor profile as the Taiwanese one. Sometimes I notice that like people like one or the other, but hey, I like both of them, because the Korean ones is not necessarily part of my culture. Okay, I lied. I am 10% Korean, apparently, according to my DNA test. I did live in a city that's close to Korea, and my mom used to work at a Korean restaurant, so I used to eat Korean food every single Sunday. Don't put too much oil when you do this, because there's a lot of oil in the pancake dough already. When you use a lot of oil, it just becomes super greasy. So the first time I did it, we actually put oil and we were like, oh, this is too greasy. And the second time we didn't put any oil at all, because we used a non-stick pan, and it was the perfect amount of oil. So don't put too much oil if you pan fry this item, and it's so much flavor and it's like vegetable in the middle. It's just so good. So highly recommend. If you love Korean food, go for this one. Finally, another must-try item from Trader Joe's is their tempura shrimp. It feels like every single grocery store has their version of tempura shrimp, because it's definitely one of the items that it's too much hassle to cook from scratch. Okay, this one is pre-battered. You can use the air fryer or the oven. Always go for the air fryer. It's pretty big, meaty shrimp, and it has thick batter, but the batter is not too doughy. It's super fluffy and crispy. I love the flavor. It comes with the sauce on the side. It's just so good. Overall, I think this one, it has a perfect ratio from the batter to the meat. The shrimp itself is very meaty, and I love the sauce. I think compared to a lot of the frozen food, the tempura shrimp is one of the better ones. We use the air fryer 10 minutes at 390, flip side after 5 minutes, and it's perfect golden texture. So definitely love that. If you love tempura shrimp, grab this one. Alrighty, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, checking out this Trader Joe's Asian food. Comment down below which one of these is your all-time favorite and what is your recommendation. Also check out our other Trader Joe's must-try Asian food items, our episode 1 from about 2 years ago. Definitely check that one out and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!